Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. My name is Storm, and today we are doing day 10 of the Rev AU Tober series. It kind of jumps straight into what looks like the middle of lining it, and that's because the original footage that showed previously before this is completely corrupted and unusable. When I repaired the drive that I had lost everything on, some of the stuff still has like videos and stuff, but it's like really corrupted, and some of the video is unusable. So yeah, I just came to the parts that were actually usable, which is this and beyond. But yeah, for those who don't know, this is my blind bear AU, which includes Cereal, which is the one holding the kids, Damien, which is the little bear figure in the back, well, big bear figure in the back, and then their children, of which they are all holding them. It seemed like a cool pose. In reality, it's a pretty awkward pose considering everything. Cereal is holding a small child, a baby, which looks like just a sack, and their two older children, Callista and Eden. There's not a whole lot to say about this in terms of like process, or even my thought process while doing this, because one, it was filmed a year ago, so I don't exactly remember my exact thoughts of what I was doing and what was happening whenever I filmed this. But I don't remember there being a whole lot of thinking when I did it. The prompt of Cereal and Damien protecting their kids seemed like an interesting prompt for me to draw, so I drew it. And then I go over with it with some black Posca for the background to make it all black and cool looking. And then for Cereal and their kids, it will be mostly colored pencil. But yeah, that's really all I have to say in terms of process-wise. However, I do have some things to actually talk about, because I'm doing the Good Omens fandom love letter prompt list that you may or may not have seen on like Instagram and stuff. Instagram or Tumblr, which is mainly where I post them. I talked about day 1, the previous video. I don't remember if I said this in the last video, but the person who made the prompt list, the fandom love letter, is Eleanor Whitaker. So yeah, the thing I'm going to talk about, day 2, which is favorite Good Omens series moment. I don't have one favorite Good Omens series moment. There are quite a few, and I do have some favorites between season 1 and season 2. For season 1, I have a few. My favorite moments from season 1 were pretty much any moments where Aziraphale and Crowley were like being straight up just being bitches to each other. So some of those moments include the entirety of the Bastille scene, where Aziraphale is just so fucking annoyed and completely over the fact that he's been captured. And then Crowley comes and saves him, and despite even what myself have said in the past, Crowley's outfit in that era honestly wasn't that bad. He kind of served, I'm not even gonna lie. But, you know, Aziraphale, he obviously looked so cunty, and he looked so good, obviously. He looked so good in his little fucking like, I don't know what to call it, but aristocratic looking outfit. And just the entire scene itself, it had such an iconic energy, such a bitchy energy to it that I love it so much. Another season 1 favorite like moment are when Aziraphale and Crowley, they're talking in the restaurant. Aziraphale's eating cake. They're talking about how they could possibly find the Antichrist, and you know, Aziraphale brings up the idea that, you know, other humans are good at tracking humans, so why don't they just let the humans handle it? And then Crowley's like, that's never gonna work, because if we can't sense him, then the humans surely are never gonna sense him. And then Aziraphale says, as he puts a slice of cake in his mouth, do you have one single better idea? And that fucking scene, it gets me every single time. It's so fucking funny to me. Because the way he said it, the way Michael Sheen said that line, oh my fucking god, it makes me cackle so hard. It's so bitchy, and it's so good. It's such a beautiful line, and an iconic scene. And when I originally watched it, my 6-hour watch, that shit made me laugh so hard, and I had to replay it over and over again, because oh my god, it's so good. It's such a good scene. And the look Crowley gives him afterward, it really also just sells that scene too, because he's so over Aziraphale's fucking attitude. He's so over it. It is so goddamn funny. Anyway, and then another one which falls under the same lane of both of them being bitchy to each other is when Aziraphale has this huge, this is when they're going to this, I think it's St. Burrell Hospital. They're going to the hospital where the Antichrist was originally born. And on the way there, Aziraphale has his little monologue about, evil sows its own destruction and all that, as he does, his little righteous angelic monologue. And afterwards, Crowley's response of just being, for my money, it was just an ordinary cock-up. And then Aziraphale's face afterward is fucking priceless. Like Crowley just completely shuts him down. And it is so goddamn funny. It was another scene when I originally watched it, I had to replay it over and over and over again because it made me laugh so hard. It's so subtle. But it's so good. Oh my god. It's when they're bitchy to each other. I eat it up every time. I eat it up every single goddamn time. It makes me so happy. I love when they're bitchy to each other. Now on for season 2, they also run in through the same vein. Most of them do. One of them being when the dancing scene, when Crowley has to do his little fucking dance. I definitely replayed that scene over and over and over again. The bitchy energy that exudes from both of them. Aziraphale being pissed off and petty as hell and making Crowley do the dance, and Crowley being Crowley obviously has to put his own little fucking flair to it and make sure Aziraphale knows that he fucking hates that he's doing that. But he's doing it just for him, just to make him happy. Oh, the bitchiness is off the goddamn charts with that scene. And oh my god, another scene I had to replay over and fucking over again because oh my god, the energy, it adds years to my life. The bitchy, petty energy. I love when Aziraphale and Crowley are bitchy and petty, especially to each other, because that shit is fucking hilarious. Then another scene, again, it falls under bitchy and so over it, is during the magician scene where flwrz comes in and is like, haha, I got you guys. And then he tries to pronounce Aziraphale's name, and he does it wrong, and he fucking completely butchers it. And then Aziraphale just so fucking over it, so done, so fucking annoyed. Like, he was just having the time of his life, like, for a few seconds, and then fucking flwrz comes in to fucking ruin it, and Aziraphale is not having it. He's done. And he just says his name is like Aziraphale, and he's so over it. Oh my god. It kills me every time. It makes me cackle. It makes me laugh. I thrive off of that energy. It's so fucking good. And then the final one, which, it very much teeters off and it's one of the sweet moments of season 2, is when, you know, Crowley was on that on laudanum, and then it's just, you know, that moment afterwards where Aziraphale and Crowley are walking. Crowley's fucking intoxicated out of his mind, and Aziraphale is like holding his waist and keeping him steady, and the music for that scene, oh my goodness, oh, it fills my heart. It gave me butterflies when I first saw it. It still gives me butterflies when I see it. And it's so the music. There's this one twinkle that really just, it was such a surreal and sweet moment that it literally gave me butterflies when I saw it. And there's this one twinkle in that scene that when I tried to listen to the soundtrack again, the twinkle's not in it, and it makes me sad. But even despite that, that scene is probably my absolute favorite scene of the entirety of season 2, just because of how sweet it is. Like, the entire, like, context and everything, how sweet it is and how cute, and it's, you know, it's romantic. It's very much a romantic scene, and it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. I had to rewatch it over and over and over again just for the little twinkle that's there, that little sparkly sound effect that's there as the music plays. It's so good. That song is probably my favorite song from season 2. It just, favorite track from season 2, hands down, and I just love it so much. It makes me so happy, and it fills my heart with joy. It's a deviation from my favorite scenes being when they're super bitchy to each other, but I also love it when they're super sweet with each other, which surprisingly enough, I don't think really happens all that often, even between season 1 and 2. Them being genuinely sweet and adorable towards each other, I don't think that happens. I don't actually think that happens very often. I can't really remember a point in season 1 where they're like really genuinely really sweet with each other, minus the ending, and maybe the indirect sweetness from Crowley and everything when they rescue each other, but like specifically from Aziraphale, I really feel that sweetness doesn't happen very often, because with Crowley it happens all the time. Crowley's always, he's always being sweet to Aziraphale in his own way, but Aziraphale doesn't really get that time to shine to truly actually pass that energy on to Crowley, and I feel like in this scene he really does. He's holding his friend up as he's literally about to like fall over and collapse on himself, and he's genuinely concerned, and the hand on the waist, can't lie, it does affect me. It's so good, and it's so cute. It makes me so happy. But yeah, that's pretty much those are all the scenes that I thought of when I was originally thinking between season 1 and season 2. What were some of my favorite scenes? I'm sure there's probably some other scenes that if I were to rewatch it, I'd be like, yeah, I really like that scene. But honestly, I just really like Good Omens as a whole, so I could probably say that of most of the scenes. But yeah, those were like, in season 1, there's another really sweet scene with Aziraphale and Crowley, and I do think, even though it was a time of like, they were worried and stuff and panic, like during the scene in the 60s where Aziraphale gives Crowley the vial, that's another scene that I would put under as sweet for season 1. But it's one of those things where it doesn't happen a lot with Aziraphale, but it does happen a lot with Crowley. And it was one of the times, especially in like season 2, where it was Aziraphale being the sweet one, Aziraphale being the one who really holds Crowley up and everything. Even though Crowley is, more or less, it looks like he's having like a great time, but there's not a whole lot left of the video of the speed paint, so I'll pretty much let you guys go for the rest of the time. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, all the other all that those YouTube things. If you like what I do, and you want to support me, I also have commissions that I'm still doing that are still open. Yeah, I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, fantastic rest of your day, and yeah, bye-bye!